The last topic in outcome 1 for Maths for Science 2 then is looking at evaluating formula. When you evaluate formula, you're replacing the letters in the formula with numbers that you have been given. Okay, a few tips before we get started on this. First thing is, if you have two things written right next to each other without a symbol in between, so without a plus, minus, times or divide, then it means multiply. For example, if you had 3t, it's 3 times t. ST means S times T. And it's not just two things, it could be three things, 2AS. So 2AS means 2 times A times S. If you've got something written as a fraction, it means divide. So if you have 12 over 3, it means 12 divided by 3, which should just be 4. It's always the top one divided by the bottom. Okay, and the third tip is, if you're going to do this, you want to write out your formula, you want to then substitute in the numbers and then pick up your calculator. Okay, less likely to make a mistake that way. Let's try some. Find the volume of a cylinder of height 7.2 centimetres and radius 5.3 centimetres. The formula is V equals pi r squared h, where r is the radius and h is the height. Okay, a few things this has brought up then. So these are written right next to each other, so they do just mean times. Just so we are clear, r squared means r times r, means multiply it by itself. Let's substitute in some numbers then. Pi is the pi symbol on your calculator. If you can't find a pi symbol on your calculator, you can take pi to be 3.14. Radius is 5.3. Need to square that. Height is 17.2. Okay. There is a squared button on your calculator. There is a pi button on your calculator. I'll show you how to do it if you don't have these buttons, if you haven't got a scientific calculator yet. Okay. My pi button is down here, so I have to press shift and then this button, because it's that wee symbol there, and then times by 5.3 squared times 17.2, and that gets me, oh, here we go, calculator's going to disappear, 1517.85. 1517.85. What was after that? 4207. 4207. So volume, so I'm just going to add in my units just out of habit. To two decimal places, then it'd be 1517.85 centimetres cubed. Okay, if you don't have the buttons on your calculator, you're going to put pi in as 3.14. You can then do 5.3 times 5.3 times 17.2. It will give you a slightly different answer because you're using 3.14 rather than pi. Oh, that didn't work. That comes out as 1517.084. That's more different than I was expecting. Did I copy it down right for the first one? I'm just going to check it. Pi times 5.3 squared times 17.2. 1.72. No, it is just quite different. It's unusual for it to be so different using 3.14 rather than pi. I'll check this one again now as well. Convinced I've hit the wrong button somewhere. No, it is just different. So it would be 1517.08 centimetres cubed. Okay, let's try the next one. Next one, a formula is B equals W over H squared. It's a formula for your BMI. So the BMI is your weight over your height squared. We've got a weight of 78. We've got a height of 1.7. It's got 1.7 squared. Now again, if you have a scientific calculator, dead easy, hit your fraction button, and it's 78 over 1.7 squared. If you don't have a scientific calculator, you might be thinking about going to buy one right now. So 26.9896. What was after that? 6.193. Yeah, that's fine. So 28.9896. If you don't have a scientific calculator, you need to do 78 divided by 1.7 squared. You're actually best doing your 1.7 squared first. So do your 1.7 times your 1.7 and don't round it at this point to get 2.89. And then do 78 divided by 2.89. And you get to the same answer. Please make sure you're typing these into your calculator at the same time. The most common mistake with these is typing it into your calculator incorrectly. So make sure you're doing these ones where you've got the answers. And if you do have any issues, let me know. Okay. The next one we've got P equals G plus K all squared all over 4. Not a formula I recognise. Probably one that's used in science somewhere. So substituting in our numbers then, G is 0.047, K is 1.546. We're going to square that and divide it by 4. Now your scientific calculator will do all that for you in one step. The basic one won't, so let's just go through a couple more steps. So 0.047 plus 1.546 is 1.593. So we get 1.593 squared divided by 4. Square that, divide it by 4. 0.6344. 0.6344, and so on. Okay, last one then. A cylindrical can of juice with height 40 centimetres has a volume of 3,140 centimetres squared. Use the formula R equals, that's a wee mistake in that, that should be centimetres cubed. So my formula is R equals V over pi h. Substitute some numbers in, we get the square root of V, which is 3,140, divided by pi times the height, which is 40. Now again, your scientific calculator, I'll show you in this one, will do all that for you. So you put in your square root, you put in your fraction, there's your top line, here's your pi button, times 40, it equals, and it gets you straight to your answer. So that's 4.9987, so round about 5. Without your scientific calculator, you're best doing your bottom line first. So you do your 3.14, in fact, let's, hold on, let me just finish there. 4.9987. And that will be in centimetres. Okay, so without a scientific calculator, pi is the same as 3.14. So we'll do 3.14 times 40 to get what this bottom line will be. Which is 125.6. We'll then need to do 3,140 divided by 125.6. That'll get me this line here. I would still expect you to write it down this way. It's just the steps that you would need to go through on your calculator to get to your final answer would be different. 25. Oh, it works out nicer if you use 3.14 rather than pi. So then your radius is the square root of 25, which is 5. Square root, we reminder just in case anyone's forgotten that one, square root is the opposite of squaring. So you're looking for the number that times by itself would give you 25. So 5 5s are 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, there is a worksheet on the formula. Again, I'll put it on the next page here so you've got it. And if you've got all that completed, you can start the Outcome 1 practice assessment, which again, I'll put into this document as well. As ever, any issues, please get in touch.